Hi, my name is David Garcia, and I'm the CEO of ScoutLogic, a pre-employment background check company. Welcome to ScoutLogic's Winning the Recovery Thought Leadership Series. In the month of June, we are featuring observations, ideas, and best practices from recruiting leaders on how to help your organization come out of COVID-19 stronger than before. Joining us today is Tom Erb, the president of Talent Resources. With a career spanning nearly 20 years, Tom Erb has established himself as one of the staffing and recruiting industry's top subject matter experts. As a consultant, trainer, and speaker to the staffing and recruiting industry, Tom has helped hundreds of firms create and execute sales and recruiting strategies to grow their business. Tom, thanks so much for joining us today. Tom, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
No, we're really grateful you're here. Obviously, the opportunity for you to share your expertise is just a really great opportunity for our clients and friends.
Happy to be here.
So we've got three questions we're asking our trusted partners, and we'll start with the first one, which is what are the biggest challenges staffing companies have been facing during COVID-19?
It depends on what day it is. It's changed. I don't need to tell anybody it's a crazy time, but when you look at it from the standpoint of where we were in mid-March to where we are today in the beginning of June, the initial stage was obviously just the initial hit of losing placements, of losing people on assignment. It was then very quickly added to by the whole PPP loan and other types of government support and people trying to figure that out. And that went on for a while, and it still evolves. There was, legislation passed today. So, and now we're in this third phase right now, which I knew we were going to get to, which actually is a good thing, I think, is that we're back to that lack of people. And that is being amplified because of the enhanced unemployment benefits.
Yep.
And so what's happening is that we're starting, as we expected to see about now, is that we're seeing positions come back. We're seeing new positions open up. We're seeing our clients have needs that they're trying to fill on their own. And what everybody's seeing is that you've got people on unemployment that in some cases are making twice as much as they were when they were working, and they're not wanting to come back. And then, which you don't blame them. I don't think I would if I was making twice as much.
Sure.
And then they've got on top of that the additional piece that is the child care issue.
Yep.
And that's just now starting to get resolved in some states, and in other states it's still a ways away. And I wouldn't think resolved's probably too strong, but it's starting to open up some of those daycares and giving people some more options. So I think right now we are in the position where there are a lot of staffing companies out there that had to make hard decisions and make cuts to sales, recruiting, to different types of job board postings and those types of things. And now that business is picking back up, that they've got this headwind of unemployment, and they're having a challenge with that. So that's the biggest challenge right now.
No, Tom, it makes total sense. And given all of that, looking into your crystal ball, what do you think we can expect for the rest of 2020?
It's changing obviously so quickly, but the thing that I said at the beginning of this when we were going down into it, and it's turned out to I'm not always right, I'm wrong a lot, but this seems to be turning out to be pretty accurate, is that in every recession, what happens is we get slammed in the staffing side, and on the recruiting side, the perm side gets slammed even more. And but we're also the first ones to come out of it, always. And it's because of uncertainty in the economy. They decide to use contract labor instead. And then there's a lot of other factors that go into that: the unemployment, the PPP loans, all sorts of other things that go into it. But we're going to see a quick jump out of this. And we're already seeing staffing companies that 2 weeks ago were down 45%, now are down 20%. And they have more orders than they know what to do with to fill. So I see that we're going to not only come out of this fast, but that this is a huge opportunity for the staffing companies that are ready and fully capitalize on this and that understand, now that we've got some more clarity around the PPP for those that qualify for that, and a lot of staffing companies do. Now that we have some clarity on what can be used with that, and how it can be used, and some new concessions around that, where we're able to do more things with it and over a longer period of time, the smart staffing companies are going to take this opportunity to get ahead of the pack. And I use the analogy of the Tour de France. When they're going flat on those bikes, everybody is in a bunch. There's no separation. When you're going downhill, there's no separation. It's when they go uphill that you see people separate, and you see the ones that aren't prepared fall off, or aren't able to keep up fall off. That's where we're in right now. And then we're going to come out of this. And so the staffing companies that are ready for it are going to come out of it fast. They're going to actually, I think, in many cases, be better off than they were before, because not only because of the business coming back,
Yep.
but also because of this influx of cash that is going to support them, and that it looks like it's mostly going to be forgiven now, and so they're able to use that. So the smart ones are really getting prepared for that. They're investing in the recovery, and the recovery is coming here for somewhere in the middle of it already.
Yep.
And for others, it'll be in the next month or two.
Yeah, Tom, it's great insight. We're all hopeful for that V-shaped recovery, and certainly the news out of Congress with the extension in terms of usage on the PPP funds, just really, really helpful to businesses across the country. With that said, what are 3 really practical things staffing agencies should be doing to leverage both of those opportunities right now?
The first is recruit like crazy. Identify what were the positions that you were getting before. What were you filling before? What weren't you able to fill before, but you should have been able to? And recruit for those skill sets, because those are the ones that are going to come back. And take a look at which ones are most likely to come back first. So be prepared for those, and recruit as much as possible. Re-engage your database as much as possible. So that's one. The second piece is if you stopped selling, start selling now. If you still were selling but you slowed down, go 3 times as fast right now. Get out there ahead of your competitors. Get ahead of this wave as it comes back, and then you're the one that's front of mind when they come back. The third one, I truly believe this is the best time to upgrade your internal talent. And take a look at who is out there. I am talking to people every single day that 2 months ago you never would have had a chance to talk to. And there are people that have been impacted by layoffs, but there are also others that maybe weren't impacted. They're not laid off, but they don't like what's going on with their company. They don't like the way that they have handled this whole situation. Maybe they're nervous about the future of that particular company. For whatever reason, we've got talent out there. It's the best talent out in the market that we've had in probably even past 08, 09. It really is. There's just some phenomenal talent out there. So now's the chance to upgrade talent.
Tom, those are great insights, and we can't thank you enough for taking the time to share some really practical observations and advice for us today on how staffing agencies can win the recovery. So
thanks for having me, David. Anytime.
As always, thank you, sir. And I hope I get to see you in person one day soon.
Someday. We'll get out and play tennis.
That's a deal.
All right.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, David.
Thank you all so much for joining us for our session today with Tom Erb. As part of our Winning the Recovery series, ScoutLogic is offering a complimentary assessment to staffing agencies where we'll provide a benchmark on the service, quality, and pricing of your program. If you'd like to sign up for that free assessment, just visit our website at www.scoutlogicscreening.com. Thank you and good luck in your own recovery.